All right, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. You know what time it is. We got the bow tie on, so it can only mean one thing. It's time for that HMG weekly wrap up. I hope everybody's having a great week this week. Um, it's been a busy week, crazy week here, as always, it seems like. But we're going to dive into what you missed this week. Here's what you can expect today. I'm going to do a shout out to start the show off here in a minute. I'm going to talk a little bit about something that I went through this week. Got a couple events coming up this here in the next couple of months I want to talk about, and then I'm going to break down what the shows did this week, and then I got some promos, some stuff that I want to give away or give some discounts on for all of you. JD, good morning to you, brother. I appreciate you as always coming on. We'll talk about your show here in a little bit. So thank you for jumping on this morning. I'm going to dive right into this, folks, because it's going to be another busy Friday. It's been a busy week here. First and foremost, all my family back in Wisconsin. I love you all there. We've had a family member, my grandma Shirley, pass this week, and she will be missed. So I just wanted to give a shout out to the Bird family back in Wisconsin. I'm with you there. I love you all, and I'm gonna miss Grandma Shirley. She was a very funny lady, and haven't got another angel this week for sure. So I wanted to do a special shout out to my grandma Shirley. So uh, this week, I went down to Worth It Hollow, a nonprofit organization that does equine therapy, learns about horsemanship and whatnot. They're looking for veterans. If you're in, Maryland or Pennsylvania area, come on down Wednesday nights to Worth It Hollow and learn horsemanship. Oh, it was a great training week this week down there, and it's very therapeutic. I love going down there and spending time down there. Let's see here. Events that we got coming up. We got a couple events coming up here. The first one I want to talk about is some fishing events. Team Otto is doing their Heroes Welcome Party Friday, September 24th down in Tampa, Florida. I'm going to put the flyer on here after the show. They have a special guest speaker this year, Sergeant First Class retired Sammy Davis. He is a Medal of Honor recipient. So check that out. And then the very next day, September 25th, is the fifth annual All Heroes Open. It's an awesome fishing tournament. They're happy to be doing it again this year after having to take last year off because of COVID and whatnot. So I'll put the links. If you go to teamauto.com, it's teamaddo.com, or go to allheroesopen.com to check that out. That is in Tampa, Florida, September 24th and 25th. Make sure you check that out. We're going to be down there. Another event coming up, October 8th and 9th, Vet Expo 2021. This is part 2 in Roanoke, Texas. And you can find this information. More information is going to be coming out about this Vet Expo part 2 in Texas by going to gallantfew.org/Vet Expo. We'll have that information out there as well. And I'm going to put this out on the wire as well. If you are a military veteran and you've written a book, DM me, because we have an author's corner that's going to be at Vet Expo this year, and I'd love to discuss about getting some exposure for your books and whatnot. So if you're a military veteran and you've written a book, please reach out, DM me, so we can get that going. Buzz, yes, you do need to check this out. Hence, one of the reasons why you and I keep playing phone tag. We got to get together on this, Buzz, because I want you there, man. You got to check it out. More information to come. So stay tuned. And Buzz, good morning to you, brother. I'm glad you were jumped on this morning. So check that out. And I will have, again, as always, after the show, I'll put the links on for these events and whatnot after the show. So check that out. A lot of great stuff coming up. It's going to be a busy fall. I'm certainly looking forward to it. It's good to be back out doing events again, or at least that's what it looks like. Who knows what's going on in the world today? We could say one thing today, and I could change the tune next week. Who knows, right? All right, let's. Who's ready to dive in of what you missed this week on the show? We're continuing the Let's Have a Conversation with the Decision Hour show, and I want to talk about this one first. Let's have a conversation. We got to sit down and have conversations with our friends, our family, and these are going to be tough conversations. This week's episode we called Absolute Truth. Now, what does that mean to people? What is the truth? There's your truth, there's my truth, what I believe, right? And then there's the absolute truth. Or is there? Absolute truth is the only thing that ultimately acts as a restraint on power. So do you think that what's going on in the world today, that the mainstream media and social media platforms, are they telling you the absolute truth? Take a listen to this episode as we continue the conversation of Let's Have a Conversation. And we're talking about absolute truth. And that's all I'm going to say about this particular episode. You can read the show notes and stuff later on when I post this. But this is one of those things, again, we're encouraging everybody to just have conversations. You have to agree with each other. You guys don't have to agree with me. And I'm okay with that. I respect that. But just sit down and have conversations about things that are going on today. All right? So that's this week's The Decision Hour. Make the decision to sit down and have those conversations. Next up, we got the Military Millionaire Podcast. Dave and Alex talk real estate, life, and current events. Shout out to Dave. He recently ETS'd out of the military and moved and is getting settled in and whatnot. And this is one of those shows where Dave and Alex talk about investing and into real estate and whatnot. And these guys are absolutely fantastic. I got literally notebooks full of notes just from this podcast that they do weekly. So check it out. That's this week's The Military Millionaire Podcast. Jenny, good morning to you. Thank you, dear, for coming on. Appreciate you. Next up, we got the Power of Investing in People podcast with Shay Sparks. She's pumping out 2 shows a week now, and I'm going to talk about one of them right now. It's a new series that she's doing called Fire Starters. And this week, or in the Fire Starters series, she has Adam Buldate. I hope I said that right. Chief Master Sergeant of the United States Air Force. He's also a coach, mentor, and author. Quote, look to yourself to understand the source of power you have within your control. End quote. And that's by Adam. This is a really cool episode. So make sure you check this one out. That's this week's The Power of Investing in People podcast. Excuse me. All right, next up, we have the Carry On podcast. This week, they're talking TBI therapy with Errol Dobler and Dr. John Hughes. Let's see here. Errol is a author founder of Leader 193, a leadership consulting company, as well as a former Navy SEAL and FBI agent. And then Dr. Hughes specializes in TBI therapy. So they discuss in this episode, they talk about the connection between the two guests and what TBI therapy, things that they're doing, what Congress is doing right now for treatment for military veterans and for military members and veterans in the future. So what's getting ready to transpire in the future for TBI therapy? Tanya, good morning. Appreciate you being here. So that's this week's Carry On podcast. They're talking TBI therapy. Check that one out. Next up, we got the Arms Room Show. I'm excited about this one this week because they have the Rowdy Roundtable. It's been a while since they did a roundtable, and I love these episodes. This week, they have AJ from Overwatch Precision and Mitch from Independence Training in the studio to do a Rowdy Roundtable. And they discuss the state of the industry and what's happening in the gun market today. Check it out. I love this show. It's a fun show. So check that out. That's this week's The Arms Room Show. Yeah, Bow Tie Friday, Tanya. Andrew, good morning to you. Just sent you a text a little while ago. Hope you guys had safe travels this morning. I know you guys are heading over to, I think, the VFW's national conference. I could be wrong, but I believe that's this weekend. So safe travels to you guys over there. Next up, what do we have? We have Time to Shine Today with our buddy Scott Ferguson, a.k.a. Fergie. What does he have? He got a couple ones this week. Working with leaders to create a culture of ethics. Guest Johansson Goldson works with leaders to create a culture of ethics that builds trust, sparks initiative, and drives productivity. This was a really fun episode to listen to. Very informative. He also does an interview with Marcus Rickson of Rickson Entertainment Group. They're kind of leading the industry. They manage artists. They do production, social media management, and whatnot. So if you're an artist out there, check this episode out for sure. It's Time to Shine Today with our buddy Fergie. All right, next up. It's a busy week this week. I'm loving this. I love it when we got a bunch of shows up. All right, next up we got Not Your Average Operator. The title on this week is The Best Things in Life Are Not Things. It's not every day you have an opportunity to meet a best friend from across the globe that you have never met before. But that's what happened recently with the guys from Not Your Average Operator. Mike, I mentioned last week or the week before that Mike and Melon came over with his family from overseas and met Mike for one of the other hosts for the very first time, and they've known each other the latter part of about a year and a half. And it was fun. And then I had the opportunity to meet them, as I mentioned in past shows. It was great. But they sit down to discuss their week together and reflect on the adventures and the discussions that they had while they were together. And what they've come to realize after about a year of discussing framework and being open to new perspectives on the podcast, it all began to unfold right in front of them. And this was just a very, very heartfelt show, and it just shows a brotherhood of people, how you can have relationships with people from afar, and then when you meet face to face for the first time, the unity that you have. And it was amazing. This was a great episode. I loved hearing the stories of what they did together as family, and that's really what it's all about. So check that out. That is this week's Not Your Average Operator. Duncan, good morning to you, man. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate you. All right, we're moving on. We got a couple more here. This week on the Ubaldi Reports, John and Joe talk about the rich eating the rich, eating the rich. I'm going to give you an idea of what they might be talking about. I'm not going to give you take a guess of what they're talking about. The rich eating the rich, eating the rich. A lot of weird things are going on in the world, and especially with people with lots and lots and lots of money. So check that out. This is a very interesting episode this week. So check that out. That's this week's Ubaldi Reports. All right, here we go. Next up, we have the S3 with our man JD. Oh, man, this one hits close to home. Give me a second here. Whew. Is the drama over in Green Bay, or has it just begun? Aaron Rodgers is back as the leader for the Green Bay Packers, and apparently he comes with several demands. So JD goes through the latest as the Packers. Are they going to turn? He also continues his division by division breakdown. He wants to this week. He's talking about the NFC North and breaks down team by team best players for each, what games he's looking forward to, and their perspective on the schedule and many more. I want to go back to the Packers thing for a minute because those of you that know me know that I'm a diehard Chiefs fan. I think I'm just. It's nice to see him back, but at the same time, I think this was it. It's everybody's fault. It's the organization's fault, and it's Rodgers' fault. Everybody's at fault here. There's no just one person. You can't point the finger, this and that. There's a lot of things that went on over the summer, and I see both sides of it. And if you take a look at it, yeah, Rodgers is a drama queen, but that doesn't mean he's wrong. You're right, JD. I think it played out. He was kind of drama about it, but certainly he made a lot of good points in his press conference the other day, and I was very upset with him. At first, and then I heard what he said, and I was like, huh, yeah, you got to kind of take a step back. And he made a hell of a lot of sense in that press conference. So, listen, all you sports fans, the NFL's coming up, whether you like it or not. It is it's around the corner. So what's going to happen this year, we will see. But for all your sports needs, for all you sports fanatics out there, make sure you tune into the S3 every week because JD's got it on lockdown. Moving on, we got your 6 at 6 with the People's Patriot Project every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Make sure you check it out. I believe they are on the road this week. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're going to be potentially doing a live from the VFW National Conference this week. I probably shouldn't say it because I don't know for sure, and I probably just threw them under the bus, but whatever. Uh, Andrea, Mark, safe travels to you guys as you guys go down for the National Conference. I hope we get to see you guys this weekend. So check that out. That's the People's Patriot Project. We got your 6 at 6. Hall of Fame games in 8 days. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, moving on. We got a dose of Did You Know by Devoted to a Soldier. This week, Danny did episode 203 with our friend Buzz Bryan, which was funny because if you look up in the comments, Buzz was on a little bit earlier. So check that out. This is a great episode. And Buzz is a solid guy. Love him to death. And it's always good hearing Buzz, and Danny puts on a great show. If you're not following Devoted to a Soldier on Facebook, make sure you do, or check out Daniel Rocco on her stuff, and I'll tag her after the show in this as well. You can find her shows obviously on the HMG network. And we'll have some more of the updated shows here soon. Shay, good morning. I was just talking about you. Appreciate you being here. What do we have? We got another show coming out this week. Broken and Blessed. Look for that. Come back tomorrow. We're going to be posting the Broken and Blessed show. We just recorded that one this morning, and I want to put this one out right away because we're talking about religion versus relationships. And I think this is going to be very eye-opening to a lot of people. Keep an open mind when you listen to it. Religion versus relationship. It again ties into let's have a conversation with everything that we're doing. I think we've, as a society, have steered away from talking about certain things openly, and my personal opinion is I think we need to turn around and we need to have these conversations. Let's not be afraid to sit down. You don't have to agree with the person, but let's sit down and let's have conversations. Hoo-yah, Bob. Dr. Bob. Love you, man. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. So check that out. That's going to be tomorrow. Broken and Blessed. We'll post that tomorrow. So come back to that. All right. New show coming on Monday. We've talked about it before. I'm going to talk about it today. 9/11 Remembered. Eric, who is a firefighter was a New York firefighter. Was there at Ground Zero on 9/11, and was part of the cleanup stuff. He's touring the country, talking to people about 9/11. And as you know, this year is the 20-year anniversary of the September 11th attacks. And with that being said, there's a book out. Um, I just, for the life of me, 20-year war. Excuse me, the 20-year war. As this marks the 20 years of war. Uh, you could read about it. I'll post it. I've been posting it every week. This is a this is probably going to be the next history book, and it's a great way to keep history alive by reading and seeing the pictures from those who lived it. So I'll post that here as well. So check that out. All right, I'm going to do a couple of promos real quick. All right, for you. So stay with me. First off, 2A Republic, great shirts. You get 10% off their website if you use promo code HMG. Also, Simper Savage, another network sponsor of ours, the greatest salad dressing and marinades you will find. You get a 10% discount if you use promo codes HEROES or the Decision Hour, and wait for it, free shipping. That's right, I said free shipping. So make sure you check that out. Simper Savage, get yours today. Big shout out to Short Mountain Distillery. Love you guys over there. HMG Beverage, check out our coffees. If you sign up for our coffee subscription, monthly subscription, and there's different ways that you can do it. If you go on the website, hmgbeverage.com or hmgcoffee.com, you sign up for a subscription, you get 10% off. Attica Systems, Digital Triggers, Rick's Roasters, the roaster that does our coffee. Love those guys over there. First Amendment Praetorian. And then, of course, last, certainly not least, my tax fella. If you guys need anything, if you own a business, you want bookkeeping, you want your taxes done, this is a perfect place to do it. Anthony and his crew over at My Tax Fella is absolutely amazing. I'll tag them in below after the show here. So, as always, if you guys have something that you want me to talk about, if you have a product that you want me to highlight, DM me. Let me know so I can make sure that we pump it out. So, that being said, that's it. That's all I got for you guys this week. I hope you guys have a great weekend. God bless you. God bless America. And I'll see you guys next week.